Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Norida Shafika. Today I will present to you about how does air pollution affect the world. Pollution is one of the biggest global killers affecting over 100 million people. That is comparable to global diseases like malaria and HIV. Pollution came to my attention when I was at a young age, and since then I have noticed the negative environmental effects that pollution can cause to the world we live in. You can hear about the many negative effects that pollution has caused, but by actually seeing and experiencing the disaster that pollution creates, you can better understand the dangers of pollution. I will discuss the effect pollution has on the environment and how we can work together to reduce it. So, what is air pollution? Air pollution can be defined as an alteration of air quality that can be characterized by measurement of chemical, biological, or physical pollutants in the air. Therefore, air pollution means the undesirable presence of impurities or the abnormal rise in the proportion of some constituents of the atmosphere. It can be classified in two sections, visible and invisible air pollution. It is impossible to describe the whole extent of potential and actual damage caused by all forms of air pollution, but here are the main consequences. To the environment, air pollution has a major impact on the process of plant evolution by preventing photosynthesis in many cases, with serious consequences for the purification of the air we breathe. It also contributes to the formation of acid rain, atmospheric precipitation in the form of rain, frost, snow, or fog, which are released during the combustion of fossil fuels and transformed by contact with water steam in the atmosphere. Next is global warming. On top of that, air pollution is a major contributor to global warming and climate change. In fact, the abundance of carbon dioxide in the air is one of the causes of the greenhouse effect. Normally, the presence of greenhouse gases should be beneficial for the planet because they absorb the infrared radiation produced by the surface of the Earth. But the excessive concentration of these gases in the atmosphere is the cause of the recent climate change. Our continual exposure to air pollutants is responsible for the deterioration of human health. Air pollution is indeed a significant risk factor for human health conditions, causing allergies, respiratory and cardiovascular diseases, as well as lung damage. Although this situation is hard to solve, but I believe that every problem has their own solutions. So, the most basic solution for air pollution is to move away from fossil fuel, replacing them with alternative energies like solar, geothermal, biomass, and low-impact hydropower. You can also renewable energy. Renewable energy comes from naturally occurring and virtually inexhaustible sources such as the sun, wind, water, and plants. Any energy source deemed renewable cannot be used up or depleted, and it must be renewed frequently within the average human lifespan and naturally. Additionally, the renewable energy is not the same thing as clean or green energy. While many renewable sources of energy are considered clean energy, that term specifically refers to the environmental impact of a power source. This is why nuclear energy can be considered in some circles clean but not green. Generating electricity from fossil fuels creates a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. In the United States, fossil fuel-generated electricity accounts for 27% of all greenhouse gases emissions. This includes not only carbon dioxide but also methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. With renewables, the environmental The benefits are clear. Electricity that was generated from renewable resources like solar panels and wind turbines generate no emission and no air pollution. Eco-friendly transportation, shifting to electric vehicles and hydrogen vehicles, and promoting shared mobility, for example carpooling and public transports, could reduce air pollution. Carpooling can reduce trips. Green transportation providers combine smaller shipments into a single one to reduce the number of trips. This method of over-the-road transportation is known as less than truck route, stand for LTL, and helps reduce gasoline consumption and emissions. Next, you can also conserve energy and efficiency. Produce clean energy is crucial, but equally important is to reduce our consumption of energy by adopting responsible habits and using more efficient devices. Energy efficiency is a great way to reduce your carbon footprint. Homes were responsible for 19% of national greenhouse gas emissions in 2016, and implementing energy efficiency measures in your home can significantly reduce your emissions contribution. The typical household can reduce its energy use and, by extension, its greenhouse gas emission by 25 to 30% by investing in more efficient energy consumption. In conclusion, air pollution poses environmental risks, and we must change the way we live to more eco-friendly lifestyle and routine, or else we could face the harmness that happened to the world that was caused by our own hand. So from now on, we should start carpooling to go to our destination or use public transportation to go there. I also believe that we should encourage our family members to do it together with us to help the world become better and reduce the possibility of air pollution.